come check out some of the best natural springs near Orlando, Florida that should be on your list. In this video, I will take you through the top 10 springs within driving distance of Orlando that make the perfect day trip. Are you ready? Let's get started. First up, we have Rock Springs, which is located in Kelly Park, just 35 minutes away from Orlando in the town of Apopka. This is easily my favorite natural lazy river in Florida, and the water here is incredibly beautiful. It is also one of the closest and prettiest springs near Orlando. Start your tubing adventure at the spring head, where the crystal clear water flows from this picturesque cave. From there, hop on a tube and let the gentle current carry you along the winding shaded river all the way down to the basin, where you can easily get out and have another go. Now, unlike the other springs in Florida that are 72 degrees Fahrenheit all year, Rock Springs is actually a chilly 68 degrees Fahrenheit all year, so just understand that the water will be a bit colder when you're visiting. This is easily the best spring with a natural lazy river and totally worth a trip. Next up is Emerald Cut, which is located just 5 minutes down the road from Kelly Park, meaning it's also 35 minutes north of Orlando. This place is the most incredible kayaking experience through a tropical oasis that you will not want to miss. You're gonna head to a place called King's Landing, where you can either rent a canoe or kayak from them or launch your own watercraft. I highly recommend reserving online and in advance because they do sell out. Then you're gonna paddle upstream through Emerald Cut, which is home to the most beautiful waters and feels like paradise. You can turn around at any time and enjoy the float back down the river. There are lots of places to hang out and swim, and this place truly makes a fantastic day trip from Orlando. If you're interested in visiting either Rock Springs or Emerald Cut, I have a video on each place with what to know before you go. Number 3 is Silver Glen Springs, located in Ocala National Forest, about an hour-and-a-half drive from Orlando. If you're up for a bit longer of a road trip, I promise you Silver Glen Springs is so worth it, and it's actually one of my favorite springs in the entire state. The water here is literally as clear as a swimming pool, and it is home to some of the most pristine water I've seen in my whole life. During the winter months, you may even be able to spot manatees. If you're lucky enough to see them, you should only observe them from a safe distance away and let them do their thing and never touch them. Boating is only allowed in the spring run, not the swimming area, so you're safe to swim here, and the water temperature is a constant 72 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. When you go underwater at Silver Glen Springs, it feels like you can see forever, and it's truly magical. Up next, we have Wekiwa Springs State Park, which is located just 20 minutes away from Orlando in Apopka. This park is home to some of the most beautiful emerald green springs surrounded by lush tropical forests. The water at Wekiwa Springs is a refreshing 72 degrees Fahrenheit year-round and produces 42 million gallons of water each and every day. While the water here is stunning and crystal clear, something else I want to highlight about this state park is the beautiful hiking trails. They have trails ranging from easy 1-mile hikes all the way up to 13-mile hikes, and tons of off-roading bike trails if you're looking for something different out of the water. Wekiwa is the Creek Seminole word for spring if you're wondering where this park gets its name. It is hard to believe that this natural wonder is just 20 minutes outside of downtown, making it the closest spring to Orlando on our list. Number 5 is Alexander Springs, located 1 hour north of Orlando in the beautiful Ocala National Forest. I am obsessed with Alexander Springs, and I think it's honestly super underrated. Out of the over 700 springs in Florida, only 27 of them are first magnitude springs, and Alexander is one of them, producing 70 million gallons of fresh water each and every day. It is also one of the easiest and most accessible large springs in the state, especially for families, and it just so happens to be located near Orlando. If you're feeling adventurous, you can swim out to the spring boil, which is quite majestic if I do say so myself. It is 25 feet deep, and you can feel the power of the first magnitude spring pushing you as you swim over the vents. There is also plenty of shallower, sandy areas to hang out if you aren't a big fan of deep water. Alexander Springs is truly one of the most magical springs in Florida. Next up, we have Green Springs Park, which is located 35 minutes outside of Orlando in Enterprise. This place looks like Jurassic Park mixed with like the Witch's Cauldron in Grimm's fairy tales, and I'm obsessed. Green Springs is completely 100% free to visit, and I love the color of this water. Now, unlike other springs, there is absolutely no swimming here because there are alligators and snakes present, and I was lucky to be able to see the alligator that calls this spring home. This is also one of the rare sulfur springs in Florida, so if it smells like rotten eggs, you will know why. There are a variety of trails in this park, and I think that this literally looks like Jurassic Park. This location is also an important historical landmark and was sacred to the indigenous peoples living here. Number 7 is Devil's Den, located in Williston, about an hour and 40 minutes north of Orlando. Devil's Den is actually an ancient sinkhole that has rocks in it dating over 33 million years ago, and yes, you really can swim in this prehistoric underground oasis. The spring is over 50 feet deep, and you can see all the way to the bottom, making it some of the clearest water in Florida. I also love that this is the only spring in the state where you won't see any alligators, so if you're worried, this is the perfect spot for you. It is essential to reserve online in advance in order to visit. I would hate for you to drive all the way from Orlando and not be able to swim. In addition, you must be a strong swimmer as flotation devices are not allowed. Devil's Den is a one-of-a-kind experience in Florida, and I have a full video on it if you're thinking of visiting. Up next is Juniper Springs, located in Ocala National Forest, about an hour and 15 minutes away from Orlando. I really enjoy this spring because it has a smaller swimming area surrounded by trees, so there's plenty of shade. The spring is crystal clear and produces 7 million gallons of fresh water every day, with a water temperature at a constant 72 degrees Fahrenheit, so you know it's gonna be refreshing when it's hot out. The spring boil is about 16 feet deep and surrounded by eelgrass, but if you're not a fan of the grass, there are other parts of the swimming area with just a sandy bottom. There is also a historic 1930s mill house, complete with a water wheel that you can go inside of during your visit. Juniper Springs is home to semi-tropical scenery not found in any other national forest in the continental United States, and totally worth a trip. Number 9, we have Blue Springs State Park, which is located 45 minutes away from Orlando in Orange City. This park is absolutely beautiful, but the highlight is visiting here during winter when the weather is cooler to see all of the manatees seeking refuge in the warmer spring waters. Now, swimming is allowed here during the summer months, but when it's cold out, the park does close the spring area so that the manatees are not bothered by humans while they're enjoying the warmer waters. There's also great nature boardwalks that take you along the spring run for optimal viewing. The water here is a constant 72 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, which is why the manatees love coming here during the colder months in Florida. Finally, we have Silver Springs State Park, which is located an hour and a half away from Orlando in the town of Ocala. Now, there is no swimming allowed at this park in order to preserve the environment, but what you can do is go on one of their world-famous glass-bottom boat tours that have been running since the 1870s. On this tour, you can see manatees, fish, birds, and even sunken indigenous artifacts. This spring has been used as a filming location for many movies throughout the years, and guides will point out where various movies were filmed, and there are even leftover props that you can see underwater. You can also enjoy the Silver River by kayak if you prefer to explore at your own pace. Silver Springs State Park is home to wild monkeys, yes really, and you can spot them if you get super lucky. This spring is the perfect way to experience Old Florida, and I have a full video on this experience if you're planning to visit. While visiting places like Disney World and Universal Studios is always a good time, there is so much more to do near the Orlando area. I hope you use the list in this video to start exploring some of the cool springs that we have within driving distance of Orlando. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.